Here with head coach Bobby Barbier, the Demons heading to Hammond, a very early bus trip to get a practice day in Tuesday, but the real fun starts Wednesday. And coach, this is a geographic tournament. You have an entirely Louisiana side of the bracket and entirely Texas side of the bracket. Obviously, we'll focus on the one you're in. Opening with Southeastern Louisiana and an oddity, a team you have not faced this year, so presents literally a new challenge for this team.
Yeah, a team that we're familiar with, even though we hadn't faced them. We've, with all the video stuff nowadays, I've probably seen them play 4 or 5 times before we started scouting them. Good team, really good team. This is what you play for, this is what should get you up in the morning as a baseball player. Is you get tournament time, you get the host on at their field at the night game, and I'm sure they'll have a great crowd there. I know we got a bunch of people coming down, so it's when you play baseball and you grow up, you're in tournaments a lot. When you that setting becomes familiar with to you, and unfortunately we only get one at the end of the year, and you got to win that one to move on. But it'll be a lot of fun. I know our boys are ready.
Well, they'll be rested, and it will be a very interesting case when you look at it. 8 days since you last played at LSU because of the weather this weekend, not able to get anything in against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Rest versus rust, do you have a feeling which way that goes? I know which way you'd like it to go, but how do you think this team responds to its longest time off this year?
Well, if our live at-bats yesterday have anything to say, I mean, we had some rested-looking players, I thought. I think at this point of the season, you've gotten plenty at bats under your belt. I think yesterday was good to be able to get those guys some more. I don't think rust will have anything to do with it. I think it's nice that we kind of are rested some, especially on the mound. I think that's the important thing with those 4-game weekends. That mound, it takes a tough toll on those pitchers. I wish we could have played. Me and Coach Malone both. We definitely wanted to play. We just didn't. The field was not safe. I mean, even yesterday at practice, we stayed off the outfield. I mean, it was just, you get rain for so many days in a row when that happened. So it is what you make of it. Like you said, you can call it rest, you can call it rust, you can call it whatever you want. But it's about Cal Carver going out and executing pitches and us having good at bats. And whether you had played 8 days in a row or 8 days off, that's what matters.
You mentioned Cal. He's one of 3 guys you put on the All-Conference team. Dante Stewart, a second teamer at second base. Cal and Levi, third-team pitchers at Levi David. And their performances week in and week out on the mound, and Dante's day in and day out being not necessarily in the quote-unquote middle of the lineup, but kind of the fulcrum of that lineup for you. Those guys very deserving, and know you're happy to see that they got a little reward.
No doubt. And those rewards are neat, right, at the end of the year. And I think all 3 of them will tell you that give a lot of their teammates credit. Give their teammates credit when they weren't playing so good to pick them up, but then they picked us up a bunch this year. And Cal's been really consistent. We probably have a 2-game lull there in the middle of the season where he wasn't as sharp, but he gives us a chance to win every time out. And then we've talked about Levi a ton, just electric stuff. And I'm excited to see those 2 compete in this environment that we have this weekend.
It will be a new challenge for a lot of these guys. You don't have that many guys back who have been in this conference tournament. Peyton Davis is one, Lenny Coonard is one. Outside of that, it's a handful of guys who may have had the 2 games in 2019. How much do you rely on those older guys and their experience from 18 and 19 going into this weekend?
A decent amount. We talked about it yesterday as a team. The tournament baseball, what wins in baseball wins in tournament baseball. That year we won it a few years back. I think we came back in the 8th or 9th inning at least twice, 4 times.
Every winning run was scored in the 7th inning or later.
Right. So the tournaments, I think our pitching staff, obviously that has a big deal with tournaments, but also it's a team that stays with it. The team that doesn't panic, when things maybe go wrong early in the game. The team that fights to the end, even when it seems bleak sometimes. These tournaments are won like that a lot, So we've shown that all year long to be that team that'll fight you to the end. So I think we'll do all right when we go down to Hammond.
You mentioned that 8 straight 1-run wins. You played 20 one-run games out of 51, so nearly 40% of your season was decided by the narrowest of margins. And again, that's got to be something this team, especially having the success it did in those games gives them confidence.
We talked about before is do you have confidence what allows you to win those games, or do you win those games and then gain confidence? You know, whatever way it is, I'm glad we have it. And you just get comfortable playing in them. You know, sure, will we have light to extend some of those leads? No doubt. It's better on the heart that way. But you get comfortable being in tight games, and you believe you can win them. I think early in the season, we played a bunch of them, and they didn't go the right way. And then you start getting tight being in tight games, and then you go, okay, what else can go wrong? But when you get a few, and you have a few guys step up and to go win you the game, whether it's a hitter in the box or a pitcher to shut it down, then you start getting confident in those tight games, and you like it. You know, you enjoy that competition, that energy of being in a close game. And when you can grasp that and enjoy it, you can go out and you can have confidence to win those things.
All right. Appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.